This short video shows you how to use the indicator LitterBreakdown when using Checking for Change, a practical guide to checking whether sites newly managed for conservation are on track to improve. So here I am at the start peg of my survey line, and step 0 is when I put my foot directly against the start peg. I've got my foot with a little marker at the tip, so I can look directly down from that marker and see if there's any litter to score the degree to which it's broken down. And in this case, there's not. There's only live plant material. So I record nothing on my data sheet and I move on to step 1. In step 1, here you can see there is litter. And what I want to do is look at this general patch of litter and have a look and see. You can see that there's a sort of big piece just lying on the surface, but then you can see that there are a bunch of little pieces that are kind of broken down from something larger. But if I dig down through those, they're all just kind of sitting on the top, and you get directly to hard soil underneath that. So what this tells me is that there's a little bit of breakdown occurring, but that breakdown is in just one layer. So I score that a 1. So on my data sheet for step 1, I mark a score of 1. And then I'll move on, my foot was there, I'll move on to step 2. Step 2, again, if I look there, there's just live plant material. There's no litter to score the degree of breakdown, so I write nothing on my data sheet. And I go on to step 3. Here at step 3, I do find litter once again, and I want to look at this patch of litter, and what you can see is that it's all pretty big pieces. They really haven't broken up at all, and they're just sitting on the surface. So that indicates that there's just no degree of breakdown yet, and that gets scored a 0. So for step 3 on my data sheet, I put a 0. And if I were to encounter a greater degree of breakdown, if I were to encounter small pieces but then a layer of real organic matter on top of the soil, so it's kind of like 2 layers of breakdown, that would be scored a 2. And if I were to encounter 3 layers of breakdown, where you have some broken pieces on the surface, you have some that are starting to be incorporated, and then you have a nice, rich organic layer on top of the soil, that would be scored a 3. I put down all of those scores, do it for every step of my survey line, and when I get to the end of the survey line, I simply calculate the average. So I add up all the numbers that I've recorded, might give me something like 32, and I divide by the number of times that I wrote down a number. So maybe I found litter to score 10 times. So I do the maths, multiply by 100. No, don't multiply by 100. It's simply an average. So it's 32 divided by 10, and I would have an average score of 3.2.